Hello and welcome back to another episode on Fichthal, the MaizePlus experiment map. So we have 7 calves and our milk production is up just a tiny little bit, and I think it's going to rise even more during the next day. So here we are. We got 4,500 liters of milk. I'm going to take that to be sold, and I am probably going to make a few feed mixes today. Just to use the time in the winter when we don't really have any other work. But yeah, I think I will skip the whole December except for the mixing time, and probably the whole January. Not sure about that, but I am leaning towards this idea because yeah, there's not really anything interesting going on at the moment. So let's see how much we get for the milk. Okay, the money is still rising. It's such a nice morning. Okay, around 6,000, just a little bit more. But yeah, I wanted to say it's such a nice thing driving in the dark while it's snowing. It's really giving, you know, peaceful vibes, like peace and serenity and calmness. Just me, the cold outside, snow falling down, and the sound of engine. And there seems to be also a little bit misty, and now the sun has started to get up to rise. So yeah, just beautiful overall. Before I get to the feeding, I do want to take all 7 calves to be sold, because I really don't want any more mouths to feed, rather than the ones I need to get the milk production. So yeah, I'm gonna sort that out now. And here is our legal trailer and livestock transporter. Okay, now will we make the corner? Okay, it's fine. Okay, let me lower the trailer down and let me open the barn gates here. Again, this is such a nice feature with the hinge and the pin, and these are some very strong doors, gates. Okay. I have to reset the trailer back on its wheels. Yeah, this is such an awkward angle. Okay, let me try and do this again. Okay, so we have a female calf, 5 of them, and we have 2 male calves. Move the trailer. Yes. So, okay, we still have 1 calf. Are we full already in the trailer? Does it only take 6? Yeah, it must do. Okay. And that means that 1 calf is going to be sold later on, or I will leave it and we will sell it at the next birthing time. So when we have even more calves to take to the animal dealer, But I think... Come on. Yeah, I think we're full. Okay, let me turn the high beams off and let's go. And we're back in town. The other town, I mean, not the ones we live in. Yeah, these are basically just villages. And each of the villages have different style of productions and whatnot. So yeah, this one has animal dealer, it has dairy production, and ours, I think it only has wood. So that was the carpentry that I showed you before, the wood place, and there is also a spinnery in our town village. Okay, so let me sell all these. Good. So we got paid around 830. Well, exactly 830 for the calves, which is a nice bit of income, but you know, it's nothing. It's not gonna change our lives, but it is going to help with feed consumption. So yeah, this is why we do it. Yeah, this is a very tight entrance, especially when you have a trailer as long as this one. So you want to take it slow and with caution, because yeah, do not damage the crop, not the crops, the trailer, and don't damage the fence. Okay, I think I'll turn the beacons off. We'll be staying at the farm from now on, at least with the case. Are we good? Okay. I seem to have bumped into something, so that is my cue to stop. Now the grass is getting that frosty texture. It is cold outside, it's -4 Celsius. Okay, yeah, the mixer wagon should be oriented this way, I wanted to say, and it actually is. So let's go and get everything set up for the feeding. We don't really have to feed the cows at this exact moment, but as I said, I do want to use the time when we don't really have other work to maybe do 4 mixes. That would give us 120,000. That would bring us to 450,000 liters of food, which sounds a lot, but it's actually not as much. Well, it's for a couple months of feeding. Okay. And just about time, when the sky is getting a bit lighter. Okay, let's connect all that. Good. Right, so let's start with A. Let's first actually turn the mixer on. Woohoo! I wanted to say, look at the fuel consumption. Okay, let me turn the mixer off. Right there in the corner where the gears are. So we are currently using 7.4 liters an hour. Watch the number when I turn the mixer on. So 133 liters. And then it settles on 93, 91. Come on, a little bit more. Okay, and the first order of the day, give me a bale. Of course I should use the lights, even though they don't really do much. Right, and I have to pick it up sideways. Okay, okay, okay. So I am going to show you one load. We are gonna do a realistic mix, and I will probably do 3 more off screen, so we don't really waste time repeating the stuff we already done. Let me just jump here and let's take this beauty out. It doesn't matter if a bit of snow comes into the mixer, because you can put water into the mix, but yeah, so it doesn't really matter. If we get a little bit of dampness inside. Okay, so if I remember correctly, the ratio is the recipe is 1 hay bale, 2 bucket loads of grass silage, 1 bucket load of maize silage, or vice versa, 1 bucket load of sugar beet. I can put it straight in since this mixer has cutters, and it will cut all that beet into a manageable size. Okay, what's going on? What happened? Let me be a bit more careful. Okay, awesome. Yeah, I still haven't taken the plunge and bought myself a joystick controller. The Sim Task, or Sim Task, I think it's Sim Task, yeah. Farm Sim from Thrustmaster. I've been eyeing it for some time now, but yeah, I haven't bought it yet, so this is why I have such janky control over the front loader, or the loading arm. Yeah, I really wish that I would have that. I think it would help the experience immensely. On the other hand, I would like to hear your experiences. So does any one of you has that? Maybe. And if you do have it, what are your experiences? Is it easy to use? Is it easy to set up? Is it fun to use? Do you like it? How'd you get it? How'd you get used to it? So yeah, I look forward to your answers. So please, let me know. Even if you're watching this way in the future when this is all part of the past, you can still let me know. You know, I do want to read about stuff like that. The user experience. Okay, now for the maize silage. Yeah, I've been thinking in my future Let's Plays or episodes I will probably be using PeterAH or MaizePlus. I think it's gonna be PeterAH. I think MaizePlus is going to get rooted out because PeterAH expansion actually has everything MaizePlus has and more, so yeah. And it's produced by the same bunch of guys and girls probably. So yeah, because I really want to have this channel be as a realistic, or as close to realistic gameplay as I can get with the game. It will always have limitations, you know, you won't be able to replicate everything, but to get as close as we are now and how the future actually seems, you know, we're gonna have a lot of fun. I'm especially excited about that feature of tornadoes. I personally hope there will be other disasters also, not just twisters or tornadoes. Because, you know, you can have pests come into your field and destroy it all. You can have frost, you can have drought, you can have all those things. And maybe if someone would implement, excuse me, you may hear my voice, I'm not at my best health at the moment. So where was I? Yeah, so and if someone would implement the things you can do to prevent, you know, drought or combat drought, that would be amazing. You know, so you would take a slurry tanker, for example, fill it with water and go over your grassland, over your fields, to bring them up to health, to keep your crops, to save them, you know, stuff like that. I think that would be amazing. Okay, so previously I've had some trouble picking up sugar beet with a regular bucket. I mean with a shredder bucket. But with this one I seem to be able to clear it right down to the ground. If you remember from the episode I made how to do realistic feeding, I actually wasn't able to go to the ground, all the way to the ground. Okay, this is also proving to be a bit difficult, but yeah, that's mostly because of the tightness of this place. Okay, we have a full bucket. Now to get out. Oh, wrong way. It's a good thing these telehandlers have all-wheel steering, because with a regular front loader and tractor I think I wouldn't be able to fit in. It would be too much of a challenge to ask for a poor tractor. One thing is because of the length of the machine, and the other is because of the front axle steering, which basically makes it, if you have a long front loader, it makes it that your steering is somewhat in the middle of the machine. Not at the front, not at the back, but somewhere in the middle, and that's really not optimal. Okay. Ooh. Yeah. So yeah, same task. Okay. And now all I need to do is fill the rest with grain grist. We still have around 16,000 in the... Right, I forgot to put the trailer away again. There, the trailer moved away. It was still in the grain silo where we usually store it, so yeah. Even though this case tractor has basically the same amount of horsepower than our Valtra had, it's still quite a smaller frame tractor. It's a big tractor, but it's smaller framed than the one we had before, which I so hastily destroyed. Okay, grain grist. Oh, we only have 11,000. Okay, so it looks like we're gonna be out of some feeding ingredients. Because if you noticed, we don't really have too much of the sugar beet left, and now only a bit of grain grist. But oh, I seem to have dumped some silage over. Anyway, we seem to have the ability to buy the grain grist, so I think I'm gonna buy it by bulk, you know, a trailer load from a silo down at animal dealers, and then I'm going to dump it in my silo so I have it ready for feeding when I need it, because it was too much effort in my opinion to get that to get that grain grist. You know, we had to have 3 types of grain: wheat, barley and oats, and then we had to have a tractor and a grain mill, and that the tractor had to be at least 300 horsepower to power that grain mill. So yeah, it was a lot of hassle. It's probably way cheaper to buy that ingredient rather to have it made yourself. But on the other hand, I have proven that you can make it yourself, which was part of the idea why I made this series. You know, this is why it's called an experiment. Is this still unloading? Okay, it just stopped. Good, so this was one mix. I'm gonna make 3 more, and then we'll see you later. Okay, so this is our 3rd load, and I have left this open for so long that snow actually accumulated in, and now I am going to lose a bit of sugar beet because this is how farming simulator works. If you mix crops with snow, it deletes them, or you know, if you mix what you're putting in the bucket. So I am not going to push it. I'm going to wait until the snow melts, until we can sort this out. And also I am running very low on grain grist. I think I only have 1,000 and something liters, so yeah, this is going to be it feeding wise for a while now, until I can sort out the ingredients. Yeah, these snow banks are everywhere, literally everywhere, even inside the barn. Look at that. Okay, so let's get that last load of grain grist and then we'll be done with this. And after this I'll probably go and sell milk on December 2nd and 3rd. And afterwards I might do the January as a whole. So January 1st, 2nd and 3rd. Okay, we have 2,306 liters and we used it all. So we are all out of grain grist. I can't go pick it up today because it's snowing and I don't have a covered trailer. So that's gonna have to be another day. Probably one of the days in between now in the winter. But otherwise I think we did pretty good feeding the animals. So we have 26,000 now, and the cows are at 422, so we're gonna be at around 450, just a little bit less. So I'm pretty happy with this. Let me wait this out and we'll sell the milk. So we're in the middle of December now. The milk production has gone up. As you can see, it's almost doubled. We are at 7,600 liters sharp. So yeah, it was actually the cows waiting to give birth and not the age, as I suspected for some time. So awesome, yeah. Income we desperately need. Okay, and then we'll see you tomorrow with another load. That may be even bigger than today's. So almost 11,000. Cool. Okay, the last days of December. I just want to make a disclaimer right here because you have seen snow inside the buildings previously, and that is actually not the map's fault. But when I pressed a button to make a screenshot, which is the same as the pause button, it actually dropped snow everywhere on the map. So yeah, again, just want to make a disclaimer that it's not bad design on the map, but it's actually some kind of a mod conflict. So it's, yeah, all on me. So we're in January already. It has snowed a lot. As you can see, we have quite a deep snowing. And the tractor is struggling a bit, but I think we'll manage, yeah. Yeah, okay, we're good. We're out. Milk production has again risen a bit. We have 3 new calves. So yeah, I think I'm going to do January 2nd and 3rd. I'm going to sell calves off screen. You have seen one selling in this episode already, so no need to do it another time. And yeah, this will probably conclude this episode, so we can continue in February, in spring. So finally, our milk production went way up. This is not one day's load, it's actually 2 days. I waited January 2nd and 3rd to take them together to be sold. But we have 66 liters left of the milk. I'm gonna leave that for tomorrow's sale, so next days. But yeah, the cows really started producing again, so awesome. And I'm also glad I didn't change them for new livestock, because that would be a mindless expense, you know, a stupid expense. But if you're not informed about things and how things work and why something happens, you make mistakes like that very easily. So yeah, I'm glad that accident took me off of the sale of the current herd. So we should be left with a decent amount of money, which gives us options. So it's coming to be a springtime. Now the question is, do I invest in equipment for grassland production? Do I invest in a planter? I'm gonna need that if I want to have some cornfields, maize fields. Do I invest in a self-propelled TMR mixer? Maybe. That sounds like a tempting option. So yeah, there's gonna be a lot of decision making, and I am not sure what I'm going to decide on. Maybe get a few more meadows. That also sounds like a plan, because yeah, we do have enough hay for the current herd, but you know, I don't want to be running it too thin of an operation. Okay, so yeah, let the white gold flow. And we're half of the tanker down. The money is rising rapidly. Amazing. And we conclude the episode with 28,500. 600. So yeah, thanks for watching. Next episode we're probably starting some field work or something like that. Maybe invest. So keep tuned. I wish everything good for you. Thanks for watching and see you next time. Bye bye.